Hey everyone, there's a new Jurassic World movie in theaters, and I have seen it, so good time to update my ranking. This is including all 7 movies, so spoiler alert. Starting off, number 7 is Jurassic Park 3. This is the only one I consider to be just genuinely bad. The others are either good or great or just fine. This one is just bad. The writing is not very good, especially the stuff with Paul and Amanda, who are just... There is no... Okay, I wouldn't say there's no subtlety. There is some subtlety and nuance to it. Some. But no. Ultimately, the more that goes on, the more obvious it is, oh, they're gonna get back together by the end of this. Especially since her new boyfriend is dino food. Do you really expect me to believe that this kid survived alone on the island this long?
Oh, shit!
Cut the time in half and maybe we'll talk. If nothing else, this is the shortest movie in the franchise. It's only about an hour and a half, and for that I will give it credit. Because if you can't make a movie good, at least make it short. Sam Neill is back, and his performance is solid, and aside from the obviously getting back together with his ex-wife, William H. Macy is also really good in this. The problem is... Well, there are many problems. The pacing is off. The characters are dumber than they should be. The CGI is a step down from the first 2 movies, and even the practical effects just kind of make you miss Stan Winston. In spite of the disconnect from reality, the Spinosaurus vs. T-Rex is pretty cool. For all 30 seconds that it lasts. The bit with the Spinosaurus in the river, that was genuinely thrilling. That was actually great. So I'll give them credit for that. The score is 2.5 out of 5. Number 6 is Jurassic World Dominion. Well, so it turns out this isn't the big finale for the franchise, but it's still the big finale for, like, this storyline. And it doesn't exactly send it out with a bang or a whimper. It's somewhere in between. It's a decently satisfying conclusion to both this Jurassic World trilogy and the first 6 movies overall. The acting is good, though the writing needed another pass of the script. The dinosaurs have never looked better, and there are more practical dinos than ever. I think the one area where this movie improves over Fallen Kingdom is the character of Maisie. Isabel Sermon's performance is better, she gets more development here, and I think the writing for her is just a little bit better overall. The writing as a whole is worse, but the writing for her specifically is better. The humor mostly works. There are a few glaring bits that just don't, but for the most part it's fine. I love that we finally get a Giganotosaurus in universe, because, yeah, those things are awesome. We finally get a Giganotosaurus, and I did like the, I really hope I'm pronouncing this correctly. I haven't learned new dinosaur names in a long time. Oh, that's actually not that hard. The Therizinosaurus, which is the big, blind plant-eater dino with, like, the sharp-ass fingers. Apparently the name literally means scythe lizard. I was really into dinosaurs as a kid, and I never knew this thing existed until I watched this movie. So thank you for introducing me to a new one. I do like that we get some realism, like, yes, Quetzalcoatlus really was that big and probably could have taken down a sufficiently small airplane. Really, my biggest problem with this movie is the runtime. It's 2.5 hours long. There's no reason for it to be that long. And they cut the awesome opening that was used for a teaser, where we see Rexy, or whatever her official name is, back when she was originally alive, getting killed by a Giganotosaurus. That was awesome, and they cut it from the theatrical release. And that alone is reason enough for the extended cut to be better, in spite of the fact that it's like 10 minutes longer on top of an already really long movie. I don't actually hate the Locust plotline. I don't like it, but I don't hate it. I think it's meh. I think it's adequate. But yeah, this is a huge ass mixed bag. I'll give it like 3 out of 5. Number 5 is Jurassic World. Big step down from the first movie, and even the second movie, but still a damn good time. It's a fun popcorn flick, and it knows what it is. It's not trying to be anything else, and I commend it for that. Also, oh fuck, was it Jimmy Buffett, I think, as a cameo? The Margaritaville guy. Here we go, yes, Jimmy Buffett. Jimmy Buffett has a blink and you miss it cameo when all the chaos is going down in the park, and I recognized him, but I didn't know him by name at the time, so that was kind of fun. Oh, and also I recently learned that we got a cameo from Brad Bird as the monorail announcer, so that's kind of fun. Unfortunately, they rely too much on CGI dinos. There's only one practical dino in the movie, and it looks great, but they needed more. Most of the characters are pretty one-dimensional, and no one gets a whole lot of development, but the acting is at least solid overall. We got Chris Pratt, Bryce Dallas Howard, Vincent D'Onofrio, Jake Johnson. They're all solid. The Indominus Rex makes for a pretty decently scary villain, and also like the in-universe justification for its creation makes sense. The final fight is awesome. Okay, so Zara's death. Yes, it is mean-spirited and over the top, but also I'm pretty sure the actress wanted to go out in like something like that. Like, she wanted to die in this big over-the-top violent way, like as violent as PG-13 can get. And so for that, I can forgive it, because it was like the actress literally asked for it. And from what I've seen from the behind the scenes, she did a lot of the stunts herself, so good on her. My score is 3 out of 5. Number 4 is Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. I agree with Sean of Cinematic Excrement. I feel like this one is both better and dumber than Jurassic World. I love that we get more practical dinos this time around. The returning characters get fleshed out a bit more, whereas they didn't really in the third, sixth, whatever. The Jurassic World characters didn't really get much new development in Dominion. The OG characters did, but not the newer characters really didn't. And so I like that they get a bit more progression here. And as much as I'm not a fan of the Maisie stuff, it's fine. I just feel like they needed another pass of the script. I like that this movie gets a little darker at times, especially with like the volcano and all that. It makes for some really thrilling sequences, like when they're in the ball and they go over the cliff, and that whole sequence is just awesome. I love it.
We gotta get out.
We just fell from the cliff. We're alive. We're alive.
Quickly, move!
No. No. Claire, we're gonna sink. Water's leaking.
Oh God, we need to get out. Presley, watch out!
I wanna go home.
This is the only movie I've seen from J.A. Bayona, but I am definitely looking forward to seeing some of his other stuff. My score is 3.5 out of 5. Number 3 is the new one, Jurassic World Rebirth. This one, I know this is a low bar, but this is easily the best Jurassic movie of the 21st century. It's... Obviously, it can't compete with the original, but I'd say it's about on par with The Lost World. I would say this movie is like just as nostalgic as the first Jurassic World, but in a different way. Like the first Jurassic World kind of felt like it followed a decent amount of the same plot points, where this is less, not like nostalgic for like the story beats, but just that nostalgic for the feel. Like this feels like those first couple movies. In that regard, Gareth Edwards knocked it out of the park. Obviously, it's not perfect. There are some contrivances and maybe a couple characters who maybe shouldn't have survived realistically. I've watched most of Filmetto's videos, and borrowing from him, this movie does stuff we haven't seen before in the franchise. And I mean, other movies, other movies in the franchise have too, but this one like treads more new ground than any of the sequels have since. Okay, than any of the other Jurassic World movies have, at least. Part of the plot is that they need to get blood samples from 3 different dinosaurs. A mosasaur, a titanosaur, which is a gigantic plant eater, and a Quetzalcoatlus, which is the big-ass bird that crashed the plane in Dominion. And so we get sequences of them attempting to retrieve blood samples from all 3 of those creatures. And it's really fucking cool. And also, kudos to them for having a... Obviously, scientific knowledge has progressed quite a bit since 2001, and so that's partly to blame. But because of that, we get more realistic-looking Spinosauruses in this movie. I would also say that, as far as characters go, far and away better than any of the characters introduced in the first 3 Jurassic World movies. I like Owen and Claire, but they don't have a whole lot of depth, and Owen quite often comes off as a Gary Stu. Not all the time, but sometimes. Here, the characters have more depth, and even the ones who are very obvious dino meat get at least a little bit of personality before they bite it. Pun intended. My score is 3.5 out of 5. Number 2 is The Lost World Jurassic Park. This movie improves on the original in one regard, and that is the special effects. Apparently, their motto was more, bigger, better. And honestly, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. There are a couple plot holes that are kind of glaring, but aside from that, the writing is solid. For those plot holes, there are at least a couple. You can stretch your suspension of disbelief enough to be like, okay, maybe this happened. It's unlikely, but it's not impossible. The acting is on par with the first movie. We get some, 2 of the most iconic scenes in the franchise here. Firstly, when the literal cliffhanger, when the trailer is dangling over the edge and Sarah lands on the glass and the cracks are slowly spreading. It's that ticking time bomb. Oh my god, it's so good. It's so suspenseful.
Oh God, please.
Don't move! I'm coming down for you. Here I come. Stay still. Here I come, Sarah.
And then the Velociraptor ambush in tall grass is equal parts fun and brutal. Largely because Steven Spielberg returned to direct, this movie feels the most like the first movie without just being a retread of it. My score is 3.5 out of 5. Finally, number 1 is the OG Jurassic Park. This is... I wouldn't say this is in Spielberg's top 5, but it's in his top 10 for sure. And for a man who has made as many movies as him, top 10 is saying something. The special effects, while not flawless, were just it was this movie and Terminator 2 just set the bar for digital effects so high that for about 15 years, very few movies were able to reach that bar, much less surpass it.
Why?
It's a dinosaur.
It's only more recently that the visual effects have finally been able to consistently catch up. But even now, it's not all the time because there will always be movies with bad effects. Even before CGI, there were movies with bad practical effects. The acting is great. The score is iconic and fantastic. I haven't read the book. My father has, and he prefers the book. But from what I've heard, I think I would prefer the movie. So we'll see. But the film is just fantastic and stands on its own. There's the one scene of character stupidity where they're in the room with the computer and they're trying to hold the door shut and she's like, I can't get the gun unless I move. It's like, girl, you are putting your back against the hinges of the door. He's doing about 90% of the work. You can move and he'll be fine holding it for 5 seconds. However, for all the flack this movie gets regarding this scene, apparently the computer system they use is actually a real computer system that was semi-commonly used at the time. So they get points for that. My score is 4.5 out of 5. Hey everyone, what's your ranking? Let me know down in the comments. Like and subscribe and all that. If you don't like the video, tell me why and try to be constructive about it. And then subscribe anyway. You'll be notified when I upload a new video. Watch that, tell me why that one sucks, or why it doesn't. That's all for now. Stay safe in these crazy times.